Thus have I heard. At one time the world-honored one sojourned at the Trayastrimsa or Tavatimsa Heaven and was preaching on his mother's behalf. At that time, innumerable Buddhas and Maha-Bodhisattvas from infinite world systems in the 10 quarters of space convened harmoniously, admiring the fully enlightened one, Shakyamuni, for his transcendental wisdom and infinite powers in guiding erring beings to understand the dissimilarity between the basis of happiness and sorrow in the world. They all escorted their attendants to offer homage to the honored one.
The first paragraph says, "At the world-honored one," means Shakyamuni Buddha, has gone up to the second level of heaven called the Trayastrimsa Heaven. Okay, and is not preaching on his mother's behalf. Okay, that implies her mother is preaching, but now he is preaching on the mother's behalf. No, her mother is not preaching. Shakyamuni's mother died 7 days after Shakyamuni was born. In fact, some says she died at childbirth. Okay, so Shakyamuni or Prince Gautama never in his lifetime have an opportunity to repay his mother's gift of life. Therefore, as soon as Shakyamuni was enlightened, the first thing he do is to repay his mother's gift of life. So he elevated himself to the second level of heaven where his mother resides. Being the mother of Buddha, after she passed away, she ascended to the second level of heaven. Now why is it the second level of heaven? I won't go into because it's too much to talk about. You think about that later on. You think about these kind of things, then you understand the linguistics of these Mahayana Sutra, what they are trying to convey. Read behind the lines, between the lines, what this all means. So, at that time, innumerable Buddhas and Maha-Bodhisattvas from infinite world system, all 10 quarters, 10 dimensions of space, they all converge to admire Shakyamuni. They admire Shakyamuni, his transcendental wisdom and infinite power in guiding erring beings. These erring beings refer to samsara world. In fact, it refers mainly to the samsara world with the 5 poisons, the 5 contaminants, the 5 defilements. So I won't go into what the 5 defilements, you can look it up yourself. So the word erring includes 5 defilements. To understand the dissimilarity between the basis of happiness and sorrow in the world. Now, that is a deceivingly simple and yet very profound sentence. The difference between happiness and sorrow. Everybody knows when they're happy. Everybody knows when they're sorry. Why does it take a Buddha to guide beings to understand happiness and sorrow? Because when beings think they indulge in their indulgence, they think they're happy. When you ask them to be disciplined and to work hard to enlightenment, they think this is very, very sorry. It's the opposite. That is why sentient beings are sentient beings in samsara, because they don't even know what is the happiness and causes of happiness, what is suffering and causes of suffering. So they indulge themselves in the inferno of the 5 aggregate and they think that is happiness. Inferno of the 5 aggregate, perceive that as happiness. Okay? And no one, very few of us, can actually stay the course, stay the path, enlightened path, go through first year, second year, third year, and finally come to the final semester of the third year of our course to understand happiness and sorrow. So that is why this statement, okay. They all escort their attendant to offer homage. Okay, let's keep going.
The Honored One smiled and radiated multi-radiant beams of infinite compassion, supreme wisdom, benevolence, etc., dispatching forth into space sounds of the 6 paramitas, sounds of infinite compassion, sounds of charity, sounds of emancipation, sounds of bliss, sounds of transcendental wisdom, emitting lion roars, emitting great lion roars, emitting thunderous sounds, and a great number of other indescribable sounds. Many beings from the 10 quarters of space in this world and additional worlds have assembled jointly at Trayastrimsa Heaven. They approached from celestial worlds such as the Katu Maharaja Kayikas, the 4 heavens of the 4 Diva Kings, Trayastrimsa Heaven, Tusita Heaven, Namanarati Heaven, Paranimita Vasavartin Heaven, Brahma Parisadaya Heaven, Brahma Purahitas Heaven, Mahabrahman Heaven, and from numerous other heavens.
Now, the Honored One smiled, very happy. How happy? He is as happy as I am right now. He radiated multi-radiant beams of infinite compassion, supreme wisdom, benevolence. In their translation, there is some key point missing. Okay? In other words, infinite compassion, sounds of charity, sounds of bliss, sounds of transcendental wisdom. And then it comes to emitting lion roar, great lion roar, emitting thunder sound, great number of indescribable sound. And that's finished. I am sorry, the translator has missed. Now, in the original Chinese, it says this, and the Tathagata smile and emit tens of thousands, millions of great clouds of light. So that's fine. And then the sounds, okay? Now, when it comes to the sound of wisdom, sound of great wisdom, sound of the lion roar, sound of the great lion roar, sounds of thunder, sounds of great thunder. Now, why thunder and then great thunder? And then ordinary thunder, great thunder, ordinary lion roar, great lion roar. Why these 2 levels? Remember when I first begin my lecture, I say I will talk about the sutra at 2 levels. One at the literal level, another at the enlightenment level, specifically for AWE students. Right? So there's 2 levels. One is the ordinary sound, the other is the great sound. Okay? What is lion roar? Lion roar is to wake up the sleepy animals. All the animals become alert. Great lion roar is to wake up even further. Those are bodhisattvas already on the bodhisattva path. Same with thunder and great thunder. So there is 2 levels. So that is the point. There's 2 levels of reading this sutra. There's the literal level and the enlightenment level. So after that, the 4 heavens of 4 Deva, kings, Trayastrimsa Heaven, all these heaven beings from all these heavens. So basically, in the Mahayana tradition, all the layers of heaven have been clearly defined, and it is very complicated. There are many, many different levels of heaven. So I will not go into the meaning of the heavens in this lecture. But all the beings from all of the different layers of heaven, and how many layers of heaven? Well, you have to open your mind to visualize this. This we already taught in the open mind lecture in the year 1. Okay? Dimensions. Okay? We keep on adding different dimensions, and all these heavens are heavenly dimensions. Open the mind to accept all these different dimensions of heaven. All the beings from heaven have to come down from the high level of heaven down to second level, where Shakyamuni's mother is. So they descend to the second level of heaven. From many, many multi layers of high level, they descend. Now let's go down.
All devas, spirits, and dragons from the seas had combined together, as also beings from various worlds and this human world, such as spirits of the sea, storms, rivers, trees, hills, earth, spring, spirits of the fields, day, night, spirits of the empty spaces, the skies of drink and food, spirits of the grass and woods, and all the other spirits. Likewise, there came beings from different worlds and the human one, such beings as great kings of Pretas, Asuras, Succubus Pretas, Preta spirits of sickness, the Pretas of poison, the kings of the Pretas of joy and prosperity, the kings of Pretas of carnal love and prestige, and many Pretas and kings of Pretas had gathered happily together.
Then the next paragraph is evil spirits, meaning ghosts, dragons, all these other beings, which are way below the heaven level. Spirits of the sea, spirits of a storm, spirits of a river, all these spirits, they are below the human realm. So they ascend up to the second level of heaven. Right? Spirit of grass, spirit of wood, these are very low level spirits. In other words, low life force, low energy level. Right? And again, they all have to ascend. That means someone is giving them the power to ascend. And Pretas means ghost. Preta. Preta.